Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you are doing well. This is going to be my monthly update for pan in every palette. This is becoming a favorite project of mine. It had a slow start, and once I started talking about pan percentage in these monthly updates, I started getting really motivated for this project. This version of this project was created by Lady Pans a Lot over on Instagram. If you follow Project Panning, you've seen this concept with different hashtags across different project panners. A lot of us do different versions of this project, but pan in every palette is basically what it sounds like. Our goal is to work towards having one pan showing in every palette we own. And I have 389 palettes in my inventory, so it is going to take a while. I understand that, but I am working my way up towards I'm getting there. I am getting there. Obviously, if I hit pan in any palette within my collection, in any project, it counts towards my pan in every palette. However, within this project, I am working on currently 4 palettes at a time, and I'm tracking my usage to get a better idea of how many uses it's gonna take me to hit pan, and just to kind of remind myself that even though it sometimes takes me a very, very, very long time to hit pan, that I am making progress towards it by using those palettes. So that's what this update is going to be about. First of all, I hit a new pan this month. I am so excited. I have a new pan for you guys in this project, and it comes from my little Ulta Beauty Duo. This is a little sample that I received as a gift with purchase, and it has a highlighter and a bronzer. And here is what it is looking like right now. Holy cow. That's a big old pan. Let me pull out my notes. This was a brand new palette when I rolled it into this project, and it ended up taking me 48 uses to hit pan on it. I did end up using it an additional 13 times after hitting pan, which is why I have this colossal pan showing. 48 doesn't seem like that many uses, but this is, like I said, a deluxe sample, a gift with purchase, so I'm not too surprised that there isn't a ton of product in here. In fact, that's kind of why I chose this. I was looking for an easy win, to be honest. I wanted to tackle something that I could knock out to bring my pan percentage higher, so bam, mission accomplished. Normally my pattern would be, now that this is rolling out of this project, to choose another palette with a bronzer and roll it in to take its place. But I am not going to do that because I think I want to just finish off this bronzer and see if I could do that between now and the end of the year. If I can accomplish that, this will move out of my face palette inventory and into my powder highlighter inventory. And that is very exciting for me. Plus, I'm just so far into this that I feel like I might as well finish it and earn myself a point towards my low buy bank. So even though this won't be in this project any longer, I am planning to keep working on this from now until the end of the year, see if I could finish it off completely, get myself a little point, and shake things up with my face palette inventory. So that is my plan for this. So I will be going back down to just working on 3 palettes in this project once again, and probably once I finish this, I will consider rolling in another palette with a bronzer to work on. Hopefully by then it'll be the new year, and I will decide if I want to pick a bronzer to work on to hit pan on or a bronzer to work on to finish. That's another option. I might just start panning another bronzer in a different project. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. That's what December is all about. But for now, this is rolling out of this project, and I am going to keep working on this to try and finish it off. All right, let's go over the other 3 palettes in this project from least used to most used. Too Faced Razzle Dazzle Berry palette is the least used again. This poor palette gets the shaft every month. I only use this one time. I mean, I will hit pan one day. The shade I'm focusing on is this one right here. The dip is ginormous, but no pan. My next most used palette is my 35F palette from Morphe. I've really been enjoying this palette a lot. I'm focusing on 2 shades at the moment. I thought I was only going to be focusing on one. I thought this was going to be my focus shadow in this palette. And I did use this shadow 4 times in the past month, but I ended up using this one 6 times in the past month. This is a Beaming Blinding Inner Corner Highlight, and I like it very much. And actually, I do officially have a bigger dip in this pan at the moment than I do in this one. And that's probably due to the brush I use. When I'm using a brush for an inner corner highlight, it's kind of pointed and a little bit stiffer. Whereas when I'm using a brush to blend this into my crease, it's a little bit fluffier. So even though I thought this was going to be the shade I hit pan on, I think it might end up being this one. I don't care either way, as long as there's a pan in this palette, then it counts. So I have used these 6 and 4 times. I will keep tracking my usage on both. I haven't used any other shades from this palette, but those are the 2 that I keep going for. So I think when I hit pan in a different Morphe palette, it only took like 26 uses. So if it's anything like this, it shouldn't be too much longer before I have pan in one of those shadows. So we'll see. And my most used palette over the past month is this powder from my Smashbox Masterclass palette. This is just one piece of that palette. I keep it out of the container that it originally comes in just for space saving. And I've used this shade right here 27 times since my last update. I have been having a lot of problems with this powder. Well, 2 problems. One of them being that this is just really too small of a pan for me to access, and it just is kind of messy. But the other one being that I seem to constantly get hard pan. I did recently use tape, Scotch tape, and peeled off the top layer, and that worked best for me. That's the best solution, is to just use Scotch tape. It's frustrating, but it's the most effective strategy. But that's why it just looks so tore up, because for a while I was trying to scrape it off and it just made an even bigger mess. So now I'm back to just using the Scotch tape, and that's working better for me. But yeah, it is a little frustrating to be using this product and getting hard pan and, you know, just making such a mess with it. It's very messy. That being said, it's great on my face. It looks great. It works great. I love it on my face. I just don't like applying it, and I don't like this pan. So I think it's possible I might have pan by next month, since this is a product I use every day that I wear makeup. Okay, let's talk about pan percentage. In addition to hitting pan on that bronzer from that Ulta palette, I did hit 2 other pans in palettes over the past month. So I have 3 new pans with palettes in my inventory. Out of my entire 389 palettes that I own, 39 of them now have pan. 389, 39. That means that I now am at 10% pan percentage, you guys. Ooh! I was at 9.2% last month, and now I'm at 10%. I am so excited to be at 10%. That just feels like something. Basically, everything I had before 10% felt like nothing. It just felt like I was like here. And now that I'm at 10%, I feel like I'm here. I have to get up here. But I feel like 10% is a milestone, you know, like, ooh, it just feels really good. So very, very exciting to be at 10% pan percentage. There are, aside from all these palettes in this project that I'm working towards hitting pan, there is another palette that I have to be so close on that Pat McGrath palette. Like, I just feel like every time I use that palette, the next use is going to be pan, and it's not, but I am so close to hitting pan on that Pat McGrath palette. I know it. Other than that one though, I don't know if there's something I'm really close to hitting pan on. I better get going. I better start getting some dips going. I am also trying to finish some shadows completely, like my Baby Pan, that palette, and that pink shade from my e.l.f. 100 pan palette. So I'm trying to work those in as well. But yeah, it'd be great to keep adding some pans to my pan percentage. That's all I'm saying. I'm ready. And oh my gosh, if I finish that Smashbox Duo, that's my Baby Pan, that palette, I will be back down to 388 palettes in my inventory. That is exciting. That is very exciting. All right. I think that's it for this update, you guys. thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, even with my ratchy voice. I apologize for that. I hope it doesn't hurt your ears. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.